Well, what are you looking here? Look at what's gone. You know what that means? We're gonna give that shift knob a makeover. So I have my paint all ready, and this is the pre-mixed. If you've been following my videos in the very beginning, and I started painting my car Velocity Red, you'll know that I basically keep a stash of Velocity Red in a bottle because it lasts indefinitely as long as it's in a sealed container. So I took that out, and this is basically what I use to paint the engine. So it's all ready to go. Just put it in a gun and spray it, and then of course put a clear coat on it because it is a base coat. As you can see, I painted the top so that I know that this is my Velocity Red, because I also have another red that I have stashed, and so I wanted to make sure that I get the right one. So this here is the shifter knob, and I just basically masked off everything except that stripe area, and that's what I want to become red. I want that to be red, and the rest I did think about painting the whole thing black, but I decided, you know what, I'm gonna leave it silver because it kind of goes well with the center console, and I'm gonna paint that that line black. So I'm gonna get that ready, but basically for masking, just, you know, glue masking tape. That's all I pretty much use. You don't need no special masking tape. And then as far as the sanding goes, because this is billet aluminum, and so I had to obviously sand off the anodized coating because that's anodized black. And I just basically used some 220 grit and sanded it down as carefully as I could. And you notice that I left out that open. I'm gonna let the paint go in there so that it looks like the entire, that whole area is red. So we'll see how that comes out when I'm done. But I'm gonna show you or share with you guys how I actually paint small things like this. You don't need to break out the gun. I use other methods. Okay, so here are my guns. Now, this is what I use to paint my Nova. So it's a 1.4 tip, and you can see it's really big for something, you know, as small as that little shifter knob. It's not a lot of painting, so I'm not going to use this. So that's one tool that, you know, you can use, of course. And then we have my 1.0 detail gun. Now this is mostly what I use for small little projects, you know, like certain areas of the engine bay, little things here and there. I use this, and this works very well, but I'm not going to use that today. What I am going to use is this right here. And this I find at Home Depot, and it's basically just a bottle with a propelling unit, and you basically put it on top. You know, it basically screws on. Let's see if I can take this off. Okay, so we take this off. So you buy this, which is this right here, you know, and it's pretty cheap. It's like $4, and this is what sucks up the paint and sprays it out, just like if this was a spray can, but except you fill your own material in here. And I have done the base coat with this, and I've also done clear coat with this, where I actually use automotive clear, and it works great. It works great. The only downfall to it is that as you're using it, this gets really cold, and when it gets cold, you start to lose pressure. So when I'm doing my painting, I try to keep a blow dryer nearby so that I can heat up the canister when it gets really cold, because this thing will get so cold it'll literally have frost on the outside of it. And so I keep this cold so that I can keep the pressure up, because as the pressure goes down, you start getting a little bit more orange peel because the atomization will, become much lower. But when you buy it, this is what you get in the package. So you get a new propellant and a new little suction straw, which you just stick on there, just like you see here. Now what I do is I actually reuse this a couple of times because obviously when I'm painting, I don't use the entire contents of this container. So what I do is when I'm done, I wash the bottle out with acetone and then fill it with fresh acetone after the bottle is nice and clean. And I basically just, kind of shake it up. The tube will get clear. Obviously, this is not clear because the propellant in here is already, kind of spent. So I decided, what, I'm not going to clean this because I'm going to get a new one. So when I am going to reuse it, I just put acetone in there, shake it up, and the tube will get clean. And then I just kind of give it a couple sprays until the acetone that comes out of the sprayer is clear. Similar to how I clean my gun. So if you've seen my videos in the past, I use acetone to clean my guns, and these guns are pretty old and they still work great with my cleaning method. So I will be doing that at the end of my spraying session to be able to reuse this over and over again. And like I said, when you're done with this, you don't throw away the bottle, you keep the bottle and you just buy these. Now when you go find this, you have to buy the unit that's complete. It comes with the sprayer and the bottle and a little cap that goes on top of the bottle. I lost the cap, so that's why I don't have it here. But if you did have a cap and you had base coat, as you can see, I keep it in a bottle. You can just basically cap it off and keep the base coat in here, and it will last indefinitely as long as it's completely sealed. I assembled my unit, put my paint in there, gave it a couple test sprays, so you can kind of see there it atomizes very well. It's just like using a spray can. And so then I put a couple coats of my Velocity Red. You can see there. You're not going to pick up the metallics because now it's kind of dry, but once I put the clear on there, the metallics should show nicely. But these are small areas, so it's not like it's gonna pop out all the metallics, but at least I have it the same color as my car. So what I'll do next is I'll basically clean this out with acetone, of course preserve the rest of the paint that I have in that container, clean it all out, and then mix up some clear and spray this and finish it off. So I cleaned up my gun, which is my sprayer. This is my gun. So I cleaned it up, and you can see I got it pretty clean. So basically just fill this with acetone and shake it up, and when you spray it, spray the acetone through the sprayer, it will clean out the tube. So you can see it comes out really clean. So that's all done. And what's in here? Well, this is not acetone. This is actually my clear. So I got my clear here, my urethane clear. This is what I use to, paint my car and my engine. And I got some hardener there. And this is mixed 4:1, so 4 parts to 1 part hardener. So since it's such a small part and I'm not going to use a lot, I basically take 4 capfuls. Well, in this case, I take only 2 capfuls. So basically it'll be, 2 capfuls. This be my 1 and then my 2, and then when you do another capful is my 3 and my 4. My 4 parts in here out of 2 capfuls. And then to get my 1, I just basically go halfway, about halfway with the hardener, and then I mix it up in there so it's all mixed. And you see it's nice and crystal clear, and I get ready to spray my clear on my part. So here it is, it's all dry, it's ready to be clear coated, so you really can't see the metallics. But I'm gonna spray it, get the clear on there. I'm probably gonna do one good coat, because it's so small. I don't want to build up the clear. I don't want this to be all thick. So probably just 1 coat. And then I get to show you what it looks like. Hopefully the metallics will show through. I mean, this is a very small part, but I'm gonna try to get it in the sun, see if we can see the metallics. So I'm gonna go ahead and prepare my sprayer, paint up my shifter. So here it is. Put my clear coat, which is urethane clear coat. And I'm not sure if you can actually pick up the metallics or if this camera is doing a good job picking them up, but they're certainly there. I really like how it came out. So there's the other side. So I hope that this camera's picking up because it looks really nice. It looks really good. It came out sweet. I'm happy with the results. So I'm gonna let this dry, rip off the masking, and show you the finished product. Here's the finished product. I think it came out sweet. Now you see what I was going after. So I just wanted the center portion with the red metallic, the Velocity red mica, which is the same color as the car. And this is the same exact paint I used for the car and the engine. So everything's gonna look like it matches. Now the original idea was to paint this whole thing black and then just the center stripe in red. But I decided, you know what, I'm gonna leave it in silver because I like how it looks. It looks pretty clean. And since my hand gets on it, you don't see any of the fingerprints or anything. But with black, you'd probably really see all of the, the fingerprints of my hand. So the billet aluminum really stands out, and it'll give that red stripe just that little bit more of a hello, here I am look. So I'm very happy. So when it's in the car, the shifter is kind of leaning forward, so you'll see that mostly. So let's just put it like that. And then when I put it in drive, it'll kind of be like this, and then you'll be able to see that button. But you get what I was going for. I'm very happy with this. Even though it's a small detail, these kind of things matter to me. So this is just one more thing I added to the interior, bringing that red stripe theme right into the center console. So hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching.